everyone. Welcome to my another new video on my Global Speak channel.
It was a Friday night, and Tom and Sarah were excited. After a long week, they were finally at the movie theater, popcorn in hand, ready to enjoy the latest thriller that everyone had been talking about. As the lights dimmed and the previews ended, the opening scene of the film began. Everything was perfect until Tom leaned over and whispered, "So, what did she just say?" Sarah, trying to be helpful, whispered back, but a little louder, "I think she said he's her brother." Just then, from behind them, a voice hissed sharply, "Shh, keep it down, please." Tom and Sarah looked at each other, a bit embarrassed, and nodded quietly. But only a few minutes later, just as the suspense was building, Sarah's phone started ringing loudly, a cheerful ringtone echoing through the dark theater. The same stranger behind them whispered angrily, "Would you mind turning your phone off?" Sarah scrambled to silence it. "Oh, sorry, she whispered, cheeks turning red. They tried to settle down, but old habits die hard. A few scenes later, Tom leaned over again with another comment, and Sarah couldn't help but respond. The whispering continued, and so did the frustration from behind. Finally, the stranger had had enough. "Hey, pipe down. Some of us are trying to enjoy the movie." Tom sank into his seat. "Oops, sorry. We'll be quiet," he mumbled. The rest of the movie played without another peep from the two. After the movie, as they walked out into the lobby, Tom laughed nervously. "Well, that was awkward." Sarah nodded. "Yeah, but honestly, that person had every right to say something. We were being kind of loud." Tom agreed. "True, and they even started off polite. 'Would you mind turning your phone off?' Then they got more direct. 'Pipe down.'" Sarah grinned. "English speakers do that, right? Start polite and only get strong if they have to." Tom chuckled. "I guess next time we should cut it out before someone tells us to." Sarah elbowed him playfully. "And remember, silence your phone before the movie. Always." Later that night, back at home, Tom wrote a quick list in his notebook titled, "How Not to Annoy People at the Movies." "Would you mind keeping your voice down? Use this if you need to ask someone else to be quiet. Pipe down. Use this if they don't listen. Cut it out for when someone just won't stop. You're being rude. Honest, direct, and maybe a last resort. Keep it down. A neutral way to ask for quiet." He looked at the list and smiled. Lesson learned, he thought. The end. Roll credits. And so, Tom and Sarah became much better moviegoers. The next time they went to the theater, they whispered once, then zipped their lips, silenced their phones, and fully enjoyed the show. After all, as they had both learned, in English-speaking countries, even whispering during a movie can be considered rude. And if someone else is being noisy, start polite. "Excuse me, could you please keep it down?" Then, if needed, "Hey, pipe down." But never start a fight. Just find the usher if it gets too much. Because at the movies, silence really is golden. It was a lively evening at the movie theater. As the final credits rolled and the lights came back on, people began walking out, chatting about what they'd just seen. Among them were 3 friends, Tom, Sarah, and Mike, still caught up in their thoughts about the film, sharing first impressions. Tom's eyes were bright with excitement. "Wow, that movie was amazing," he said. "The ending totally blew me away." Sarah raised an eyebrow. "Really? I thought it was kind of boring. The first half was okay, but the second part just dragged on." Tom stared at her, shocked. "What? Are you serious? The plot twist at the end was genius." Sarah laughed. "Plot twist? You mean when the detective turned out to be the villain? I saw that coming a mile away." Tom shook his head in disbelief. "No way! I didn't expect that at all." Sarah teased. "Maybe you were too busy eating popcorn to notice." Tom grinned. "Hey, popcorn makes movies better." Enter Mike. Just then, their friend Mike joined in, shaking his head. "You two are crazy," he said. "I think it was a total flop. The acting was terrible." Sarah quickly agreed. "Yeah, the lead actor didn't sound natural at all." Tom sighed. "Okay, fine. Maybe the acting wasn't great, but the soundtrack was awesome." Mike smiled. "True. The music was the best part." Sarah nodded. "Yeah, and the visuals were pretty good too." Tom laughed. "So we agree on something finally." The three of them laughed together and walked toward the exit, still playfully debating who was right. What they learned later, as they chatted outside, they realized something. Even though they had different opinions, their conversation stayed friendly and fun. They used expressions like, "Really? Are you serious? Maybe you were too busy eating popcorn." These phrases made their disagreement sound natural, not rude. Movie talk expressions. Here are some of the expressions they used. Expression, "It blew me away." Meaning, I was very impressed. Example, "The ending blew me away." Expression, "It was a total flop." Meaning, it failed or was bad. Example, "That movie was a total flop." Expression, "It dragged on." Meaning, it felt too slow. Example, "The middle part dragged on." Expression, "Plot twist." Meaning, a surprising change in the story. Example, "That plot twist was crazy." Expression, "The acting was terrible." Meaning, the actors weren't good. Example, "I didn't like the acting." The soundtrack was awesome. Meaning, the music was great. Example, "The soundtrack was amazing." Practice time. Later that evening, they decided to practice their English expressions together. The ending blew me away. The movie was a total flop. The story dragged on. That plot twist was genius. The acting was terrible. They laughed as they repeated each phrase, acting out the emotions behind them. Cultural tip. In English-speaking countries, it's very normal to disagree about movies. That's part of the fun. You can keep it polite and friendly by saying things like, "Really? I didn't think so. I see your point, but maybe we just have different tastes." The goodbye. As they reached the parking lot, Tom smiled and said, "Well, that's another great night at the movies." Sarah laughed. "Next time you pick the film. Maybe it'll actually blow me away." Mike added, "Only if there's good popcorn." They all laughed again, waving goodbye under the bright cinema lights. And just like that, their movie night and the At the Movies series came to a perfect end.